the clinic.
Fantastic.
See how I get to make this up as I go along. It's fantastic. The clinic is putting a golf tournament on August 9th. We've talked about it. They have 5-ish locations around town. Highlands, Colorado Boulevard, East Colfax, right past Colorado.
And another one down at Wadsworth in 285. That one's medical only, though, because it's in Lakewood, and they don't allow the adult use sales.
There we go. So for those that are in the metro, go hit up the clinic. Tell them we sent you. It won't get you anything for free. But, hey, maybe they'll be like, cool, you listen to podcasts. All right, so that brings us to rapid fire. It's this or that.
All right, A or B.
Yeah, you nervous?
Not really.
Yeah, I'm with it. It's that calming, soothing CBD 1-to-1.
I have a 3-year-old and a 6-year-old. It takes a lot more than a couple questions to scare me at this point.
Touche. I was going to say, what if I was... Never mind. I'll leave it there. All right, coffee or espresso?
Coffee.
Burgers or tacos?
Tacos.
See? Hard hitters. Weed or booze?
Weed.
Red or white wine?
Red.
Vodka or gin martinis?
Vodka dirty.
Fuck yes. You hear that, Chris? I know you're not here today, but suck it. Yes. He's a gin guy. We have 3 contentious ones. I got a point. Thin or thick crust?
Thick.
All right. Yeah, I was going to give you Detroit if you said it, but nah. Mountains or city?
Mountains.
Hiking or skiing?
Skiing. Breakfast
or dinner?
I'm going to go off script here and say Brinner, which is eating breakfast food for dinner.
Oh, yeah. We know about it. And I figured that's when you said the pizza, the chicken and waffle pizza, that made me think of this question. So Brenner is totally acceptable. Shout out to our girls at Coaster Quotes. When y'all say it, it doesn't count. All right, so bagel bites or pizza rolls?
Neither. I don't know. Neither of those are in my wheelhouse. Sorry.
You have kids. They should be in your wheelhouse. This is like the breakfast of champions or the late night of stoners. All right. Anyway, Detroit or Denver sports?
Detroit.
Damn it. I was kind of hoping you were going to join us.
They've got you on everything except the NFL, You got the Broncos and, the joke in Detroit is,
bad.
We're from Detroit, so we don't really have a professional football team, but,
so
I'll give you the Broncos, question there.
You grew up with Barry Sanders,
yeah,
I imagine,
absolutely.
so at least you had something to hang your hat on, but yeah, just sticking with your
and watching the mismanagement of that team and investing,
What was it, Matt Millen that was once?
Matt Millen.
Dude, worst GM in history? Possibly the second worst commentator in history?
Yeah, it goes beyond that. There's the fact that he maintained this job for as long as he did in that city, just ridiculous. But
he won one game or 3 games in 3 years and kept the job for 5 years.
Well, actually, the year that the Lions went 0-16, I did make the trek up to Lambeau Field in Wisconsin to watch my Lions complete the perfect season of 0-16. Was there at the game in Lambeau Field to see them hit real rock bottom.
Dude, that's great. That kind of reminds me of Cleveland doing the parade 2 years ago when they went 0-16. They're like, fuck it, let's just celebrate shittiness. That takes dedication. You're like, I'm going to waste money, and it's technically wasted when you're going over there knowing the outcome. So shout out to our friend Matt Stafford, friend of the program, Highland Park boy, friends with our boss, our manager.
Matt Stafford, the quarterback, or the guy who works for us? We have somebody on the
Matt Stafford, the quarterback.
Gotcha.
I don't know Matt Stafford that works for you, but shout out to Matt as well.
Yeah.
All right, so we did sports. So golf theme, real quick. Tiger or Phil Mickelson?
I'll go Tiger.
Words.
I don't watch golf, I'll be honest with you.
Not a lot of folks do. I'm not necessarily in the majority in that sport. All right, so wax or flower?
Flower.
Really?
I'm a cannabis breeder, I'm a purist.
Do you carry a pen with you like I carry a pen with me all the time?
Everybody assumes given my job that I just am constantly armed to the teeth with weed everywhere I go, but...
So if I shake you down before we leave here, I'm not going to get anything out?
I don't got to drop. Maybe stuck to the bottom of my shoe, but that's about it.
Like, oh, look at that. Looks like some live resin. All right, so I added this one. This is going to be an improv. Red or green chili?
Red.
Okay. I'm a red guy.
A little more mature, tones down the spice, more complexity to the flavor. I think, when you do the green chili, it's kind of one note. When you have the red, there's the layers there, and I enjoy that. I appreciate that, and food, weed, everything of the sort. Where there's the experience and morphing as
dude, you're a sleeper foodie. Did you know that?
Oh, I'm heavily a foodie.
Oh,
and
are
I think,
you? See, I'm not, so I won't get to it. I'm not in the weeds.
A common thread amongst pot growers. A lot of them are, very good cooks and kind of foodies as well, because it's, sort of a similar thing. Start with great ingredients, don't fuck it up, and figure out some way to bring the right ingredients to the table. Make
it a little bit of your own. Add a little Tony Sachere. All right, cool. So again, Chris, my co-host, he does the cooking. So I'm not I'm the eater, but I don't have that complex palate. So pizza, I'll talk about for days, but the integrity of food, I can't get too deep in. All right, so we've done rapid fire. You did very well there.
Thank you.
Yeah, you got 2 of my answers right, so I'm perfect with that. I'm a thick crust guy as well. Not Chicago, but thicker.
I do like thin crust, too. I think the problem is so many of them these days, those, garbage wood-fired pizzas where the crust is either in the same piece of pizza, there's a bite where the crust is raw and the next one's burnt to a crisp, and, flat, those little thin crust pizzas have gone a bad direction, I feel like.
And I agree with you. So there's no integrity in the dough. So when you pull a slice out, it just, everything up until the crust, it just flops over. And it's not because of heavy ingredients. It's because there's nothing here and we're cooking everything in 7 fucking minutes. It's like we've lost a little bit in time as, chili, speaking of chili, one of those things that develops all those flavors, it seems, is time, letting those flavors all kind of marry in a pot. Pizza kind of deserves that same respect, and sometimes when we're just throwing all sorts of shit on top of it and then throwing it in a fast cooking kiln, you kind of lose that luster. So I feel like there needs to be a hunt for some dankness, and we should rank pizzas. Maybe we'll collab, do a little Stone d'Appetit retreat. Aubrey and I came up with that. And we'll just have the clinic sponsor us as we go around getting high and tasting pizza. All right, so you're not out of the woods yet.
All right.
Let's say you had the rarity long night out, whether it be a work retreat or maybe you golfed and called it a show with the wife. Y'all are coming in a little bit tipsy, a little bit litty McTitty, as I like to say. What's the late night go-to snack in the fridge?
Usually pulling it from the freezer, but edamame.
Oh, microwave?
No, I steam it just on a little pan on the oven, and a little bit of lime juice, some
soy?
Toasted
salt?
sesame oil.
Oh, shit.
And then just a little salt on the top. Lovely.
Dude, that's a first here for the Stone d'Appetit crew. I like it. What's the lime juice do? Just brings a little different
you don't
flavor?
even taste much of the lime. Just having a little kind of tiny dash of acid in it just sort of brightens the flavor of everything and helps balance out the toasted sesame oil a little bit, which can be a little heavy.
Wait, are you the cook in the house?
Yes.
Go-to cook. If you're cooking, so first time you tried to wow the now wife, what was the go-to dish you made?
The now wife, on our very first time I cooked for her, I made a cedar planked salmon.
Ooh, nice. Smoked it on the grill?
It was actually in the oven, where you soak the board first and then roast it slow in the oven at low temperature.
Dude. You really are a food. That's well played. That's a great pull them in, never let them go kind of meal. I do like a jambalaya or a Nola barbecue shrimp.
Gotcha.
So I'm on the same page. Seafood is my go-to, but I'm very limited in my skill set. So, do you have a recipe you want to give a shout out to that I need to know? What's your go-to? Let's say the kids are hungry, long day, traffic sucked, maybe a little snow on the road.
Every day for the past week.
Yeah, spaghetti, or what do the kids love?
The kids are a little more bland in their taste still, given how young they are. It's usually, chicken nuggets, hot dogs, that sort of thing. The one
sounds like
thing
Kip's lunch.
They've sort of really started to dive into is sort of beef stir fries. They both love steak, and I can just do a simple broccoli and steak stir fry, and they love it. And it's one of the few dishes that I want to eat together with my kids at this point. Be
like, God damn it, frozen chicken nuggets? No, I'll just eat in the den. Yeah, that's a great one. Okay, all right, I'm gonna get some tips from you on some easy cook. I have the palate of your kids. I think I had chili dogs on Monday and a frozen pizza yesterday.
Well, being from Detroit, chili dogs or a coney dog is what we would refer to it where I'm from. Those are, grew up on that stuff. So. And
this isn't anywhere in your wheelhouse, but since we're talking chili, thoughts on Skyline? Is it garbage?
Garbage.
Cinnamon?
Cinnamon, no.
Okay.
No.
Where do you get your chili if you're going to make it?
Well, if I was going to make a coney dog, I would, be getting that from back home, one of the real places that's actually making it with beef heart and all this sort of awful ingredients.
Wait, beef heart has to be in it?
Oh, yeah. True coney sauce. Beef heart is like the base protein within it. And they'll just say beef on the menu because they don't want to scare you out, but it's actually, the heart of the cow that's actually in that stuff. Sorry for folks that didn't know this and are now grossed out, but that's what makes
I'm actually
Detroit
enticed more.
conies so incredible.
I'm enticed. That's fucking awesome. And yes, I will start referring to my chili dogs, again, redneck, as the coney dog.
A chili dog, does it have beans in it, Well, and it depends. Is it a coney or is it a chili dog? There's a difference,
Because like Texas chili is bean-free chili, I believe. Is what they
that's
say?
like the cubed steak rather than ground beef sort of thing, no beans and,
So, dude, is food your, second hobby besides, cooking up dank weed?
I quite enjoy cooking. I used to, prior to kids, be way more into it when I had the time.
They ruin everything, right?
No, they don't. No, they do a lot of wonderful things, but the amount of time I have available to cook like I would like to is all gone now. So
understandable. Karate and dentist and everything.
Karate and dentist and t-ball and soccer, and there's not a day goes by where we're not shuttling them around to one thing or another. But I'm hoping as they get older, I can free up some of my time more for that kind of thing, and I think once they actually would appreciate a meal like that, I'll be more into it again.
Nice. Yeah, they're a little too young for now, so stick with the cut-up hot dogs and macaroni and cheese, and then when they're 12, start introducing them to, asparagus and shit.
I don't even think, actually, they both love asparagus and all.
Really?
It's weird.
Dude, I didn't fuck
stuff.
with veggies.
My kids love veggies. The only one that they ever were hesitant on was cauliflower.
And now, by the way, the biggest glow up in history. It was like the ugly duckling. It's a classic she's all that syndrome. Ugly nerd art student was cauliflower. Take the sunglasses off, maybe run a comb through your hair. Now that bitch is everything from mashed potatoes to rice to pizza dough. Cauliflower.
Well, and I think it, really caught on with the sort of low carb folks as the replacement for those sort of dishes,
I don't know what a carb is, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, it can fake for a potato or a rice or all these other things. It's basically a bland, inert ingredient. It's a palette on which to express other artistic flavoring over the top. For my kids, though, what the real trick became is I heard somebody refer to it once as ghost broccoli. And I called it that to the kids, and now they love it because they love broccoli, and this is just ghost broccoli.
That's a great sell. I feel like it's white broccoli. No, that doesn't do it. Yeah, it's from Ghost. Fuck yeah, man. That's great. Well played. All right, so that's our parenting tip. Shout out to our boy Jamie Grayson, the Baby Guy NYC. Maybe you're taking tips. It's a great way to sell veggies. It was not a thing in our house. It was like beef stroganoff, spaghetti meatballs, tacos. So lettuce was kind of cool. Tomatoes on occasion. So I like it. All right, so you're almost out of the woods. Before we hit traffic on this afternoon, this will be kind of the last question. This is a hard hitter. Do you believe in dinosaurs?
Yes, of course.
Don't say of course. There's people in Kentucky that we don't think do believe in them, and we haven't found them yet, but we're excited to one day meet someone that is a non-believer. Second part. If you were a dinosaur, what dinosaur would you have been, Jay?
Loosely, I guess, depending on how you define dinosaur. If pterosaurs are included here, I'd go with a pterodactyl.
I do count a pterodactyl because I, too, would have been one. Is that not a dinosaur?
Again, taxonomy here, but technically a pterosaur. They're the flying versions of them, but, again, how strict are your definitions?
They're very loose.
I'm a nerd here. Keep that in mind.
I know, dude, you just kind of blew my mind. For those that can't see, we've had multiple pterodactyls. I consider myself a pterodactyl. I did not even know that we were playing with a whole subspecies over here. Yeah, they count, because otherwise this whole question has been null and void for a fucking year. I didn't know that.
Fair enough.
God, thank you so much for shedding a little light and breaking my heart. Why would you be a pterodactyl?
Something about flight just always has had me. I think it's just amazing, moving through the air. Part of what I was doing in engineering was actually fluid dynamics and circulation lift theory. How do things fly? How do things move with wind or fluids going past them? So it's, to me, just more interesting than something lumbering around on the land.
I like it. And also, I feel like we are less of a threat to everything except for big rocks from the sky. if we're actually soaring and then just maybe